Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm ShimonShozen, and we are back with some Minecraft. I have done quite a bit of off-camera work. It's quite a bit. You'll see that I'm in my, little room here. I've done finally, some proper interior design. Just like a little space here. Like the little sit-down area here. I don't know if I love that quite yet, but it's just something to break things up. Another little, study over here. Like, two studies. One's, I don't know, up over there, and then something over here. We'll get over to that in a bit. Finally added, that kitchen, a sitting, dining area that I mentioned. Little shelf with some barrels and everything, some plants to liven things up. Added a map of my current area and how it's going. And then over here I kind of redid this a little bit, so now this is a walk-in area to that little dome observatory tower that I have. That also goes down to here, which is more storage. So I originally wanted my storage to go out more towards here, and I'm only showing this because I'm gonna do this because it kind of shows what I mean. If I had built out over here, it would have been kind of impacting the areas over here, so I just kind of made it more of a caved-in area, and this is just a stairwell that connects to my other bit of storage area. So it's kind of I've done a bit of work here, so the roof is no longer all stone, and the walls aren't all stone as well, as you can see. Just a nice wall. Most of these have some glowberry bushes because those were the easiest thing to do. I put a door between the enchanting room and other areas. Just kind of break things up, as well as a door between the mine shaft and the main area, because the mine shaft's kind of ugly outside of it, and obviously my storage area. But yeah, I've done quite a bit of interior work and off-camera work here. Not much over there yet. I did change up a little bit my entrance a little bit. I kind of not totally decided whether I love it or hate it, but I don't mind it. Originally I wanted doors, but it was just kind of I kind of like the free entrance. The only obvious bit of the problem with the entrance is that you get creatures that still could come in here and do nasty things to you. I wanted to do more things to my mage tower, but I didn't quite have the time for it. But I did do something that's I shall show right now, as long as I have the proper tools for it, and I do. So I have finally did an update to my world that I can make these guys now. Now, I don't know how they function, the copper golems and whatnot, but yeah, I have them. I don't know how to if I have to wax them or whatnot to make them statues, or have to proverbially destroy them. I finally did the copper update mainly because I was waiting for a singular mod, which is the lightly mod, which allows me to see what I need to light up to actually not, like, you know, have to, like, torch spam. Which I've done, like, torch spam, to be fair. But yeah. It's kind of cool having these copper golems around. It's definitely makes things more interesting, for sure. I don't know how useful this little dude will be with my storage, but hey, I mean, it's a way to do auto sorting without, like, the whole redstone bits and bobs. I can't, like, do auto sorting with how this is designed just because of, like, space and whatnot. Oh yeah, you'll also notice a banner here that this is like a custom banner I've made a long time ago, and I just like it and I sticked with the design. But yeah, just a bit of off-camera work. I was gonna make expand this area to have, like, a bone meal farm and, like, some mini farms, like micro farms, like your wheat farm, mini wheat farm, glowberry farm, that sort of thing. I just didn't really have the time for it, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I've done quite a bit of work. I'm happy that I finally got the interior of my actual house going, because, like, that's been a bit of a problem. Hi. Frickin' pillagers, huh? Okay, I was like, how many times am I gonna miss that dude? I need to actually put my bow through another, or enchant it with another bow, or actually not enchant it, combined it with another bow so I could not have to worry about that. Actually, something I did want to potentially address as this Minecraft series kind of continues and goes on, as it has been. I don't know if it's gonna be weekly Friday. Depending on some circumstances, just mainly on the bits and bobs of having enough prep for, like, builds and everything. Like, even right now, I'm not really technically prepped for what I'm about to do. I'm gonna be really offhand about it, but, like, mostly material wise, up until I get, like, some more automatic farms, like automatic tree farm and automatic mangrove tree farm, because I actually genuinely want to use mangrove. I don't know if the automatic tree farm will be good with, like, the cherry trees, but I imagine they work similar. I don't know. Let's see. Let's grab some sand real quick. And I hope I have some gunpowder in my base. Honestly, this dude kind of scared me for a second, and I was like, oh god, what the hell is that in my frickin' storage room? It's gonna take some getting used to. I don't have any gunpowder. That's a shame. I was going to do well, I was gonna do some TNT to kind of blow up, like, where I was gonna have my pond. Today's gonna be a kind of chatting and building a pond sort of day. But yeah. back to what I was saying for Minecraft wise. Yeah, I love it. I like playing Minecraft. It's just part of the problem. And this is a thing I've talked about, just as a general problem I have with Minecraft is playing single player is a bit dull when you don't have people to bounce around off of. But at the same time, comes the whole bit and issue of I don't particularly want to join a server at this point anymore because it's just like I don't necessarily want to deal with like server owners and all that sort of stuff, especially when I'm like, I'm doing my Minecraft thing for the fun of it, like the streaming bit of it for fun, and I just don't want to necessarily have to potentially deal with other server mates being like, oh, you're streaming, let me get on your stream and all that sort of stuff, which fine and dandy, but when I'm doing it for the hell of it, it's kind of would be would be kind of weird, and it's also not, I don't know how many servers also, I'm sure like most people wouldn't care for you recording on, but it's sometimes you just never know the type of people you get. Plus I'd want it to be like a server, if I did join one, I'd want to be one that I'd have been on for a long time, like probably upwards like basically like a 3-month relationship with it to even think about recording on it, because it's just like then I kind of at least know the vibes of the people on the damn thing. Yeah, it's just kind of the nature of how things are, is prepping for builds is gonna get harder and harder and harder, and it's just gonna be like, how much is it gonna take, and especially with like things like, I know I'm gonna probably use Lightmatica, and some people are not gonna love that, and I do kind of want to explore. It's like, I don't know what it's called, but I saw a Minecraft YouTuber who also has a very popular big well, I don't have a popular, but has a big ol' Minecraft hardcore world flip. Basically he used a external program that essentially does what Voxel Sniper / World Edit could do, but a lot simpler, which is create mountains and that sort of thing, like do terraforming for you without having, not like literally do it in your world, but like you could shape and terraform for your pre-terraform it into like a backed up saved world and whatnot. And I've heard, and at least I saw a video where he apparently gets a bit of guff around that, and I'm like, I'm already using some mods that probably some people wouldn't love that I'm using, but and data packs that are in my mind just at this point quality of life, because I mean, for me personally, it's just, man, I've been playing this game too long, If I were to have the gazebo, where would I have it? I think I would have it around here, so that connects like over like here. It's a pagoda, not gazebo, but you could also call it gazebo, I suppose. I am gonna have to slightly maybe have to build it off of memory to a degree. I don't have black on me as well. It's kind of this little gazebo slash pagoda is a nod to a bunch of my old Minecraft, like not even, it's a nod to my old Minecraft Skyland that I've shown in the past, and you know what? It's like one of those things where it's like, it's a little cheesy, it's a little sappy, but I mean, like, hell, why not build it again? Because I actually, like, never really finished the build for it, so I'd like to at least have it into a location where the builds are somewhat, like, finished, and, like, to actually have it in a nice location. I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I do understand to a certain extent that, you know, it's becomes quite difficult to collect and gather resources on your own, so then you kind of like have to do off-camera work to like collect all those resources, and then, you know, like how vanilla is still vanilla when you like look at like here's a comparison where like people get upset at the Hermitcrafters for using quite a bit of like mods and all that sort of things. Like a good example, I guess, would be if you're familiar with it, like Tango's Decked Out 2, which uses a lot of sound design mods. Oh yeah, the dyes look new in this data pack. I forgot how to make concrete. What? No, I didn't forget how to make concrete. So it's just like one of those things where I'm kind of like keenly aware, where it's like, I understand to a degree why people are not pleased about like that sort of thing, but it's like at the same time, it's like, come on. It essentially with still did like all the redstone vanilla and all that, and it's just like he was able to make something that was very, very incredible and very, very insanely unique. To an extent that I was like, man, that exists? Crazy. So, yeah, I'm sort of one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a, as these Minecraft episodes go, it is me just blathering on weird topics, and as well as just like, you know, building to extent. See, I wish I was a little bit more prepared for the things I was going to build, but I unfortunately have done already a ton of off-camera work. So it's like, man, where'd that? Does concrete? What? Why is the water disappearing like it is? Is that something new? No? Or is it the concrete being wonky? Huh. If it's concrete, then I genuinely had no idea that, like, the concrete more or less, sucks up the water? Huh? And, oh, great. Also, I took out some torch spam here, which, not the worst thing ever, but not ideal. Okay. Huh. Maybe it is. The more you know. Yeah, I had no idea that putting concrete in powder or water on concrete powder makes it disappear, or is... Huh. But yeah, so, basically to get back onto my topic and what I was gonna say is, I'm still deciding, and basically what Fridays may end up becoming is more of a cozy game Friday, where it's like, okay, sometimes I will play Minecraft when I have things more prepped up, and then, or have materials prepped up and have an idea for building, and then sometimes it will be, what game whether I thinking of? Oh, Stardew, or what's the other game I was pretty much, or is it Fields of Mystria? One of those two. Where it's basically chill farming game, don't have to stress out too much. It's kind of fun. Though Fields of Mystria is... I thought concrete is a auto mine. It's not? What? And if I do Stardew, it might just be Stardew modded as well, where it's like, I can't remember what Stardew mod I'm thinking of, but it's essentially the better Stardew mod, or the, I think it's called that, but basically it's just Stardew with some quality of life stuff and other things. But it's a, we'll see what happens. I'm not totally sure yet, but it's something I'm having to consider. That, or I'm like, could I do, like, you know, normal Minecraft with like a modded Minecraft or something like that? Though the issue was, like, with at least what Minecraft, better Minecraft, I was sort of enjoying it for a bit, but then I was just like, after a while, I wasn't really having a whole lot of fun with it for whatever reason. I don't know if it was the mod, it was me, but then it's just like, I kind of was like reading online that it's like, even though it seems like, it's a good mod, it's kind of like a mod that, people, it's like kind of thrown together rather than it's like, you know, a curated experience and all that sort of thing. I don't know. It's something I need to think on a little bit. So it's just kind of like one of those things. It's like, as much as I love Minecraft, it does have to come with that whole thing of, well, you know, unfortunately, it's as much as like I'd like to build, there's and like freehand build. Sometimes I would like to actually like do like a massive like overhaul build of like, for example, I don't know why I was exiting to show it. Going to show it, but for example, like that village over there. Like I'd like to make a rustic village, but then I'm gonna probably plan it out in like a where it's like very similarly in the sense of how some people do it, where I would have ooh, I actually am gonna have to look at this real quick. Single player. I think I don't have it isolated, but I know I have the build somewhere here. Let's teleport there. Okay, where is it? It's up over here. Yes, I have. Nope, but that's not the right Sky Island. That's the right Sky Island. He's got confused by his own Sky Islands. No, I am doing it right. It's just the corners that are the thing. Okay, cool. Sorry, I don't mean to jump around world to world. It's... I just wanted to make sure I was building that correctly. Actually, I should really quickly take a look at this. Oops, wrong world. I should have, honestly, this on the side, but... Okay, that's actually incorrect how I have it. It's 1, 2, 3, and then... Got it. Yeah, I kind of just like want to make a nod to this whole thing if you've not seen it before. It's one of my favorite builds that I have built, and it's something I like to quote unquote honor in a sense. Just like some improvements here and there, because like that was in the air when you was quite bare minimum on things like being able to strip logs and everything, and having concrete and all that. It's a thing. It's wild, honestly, think about how much Minecraft has changed since then. I don't mean to get in that whole bit and bob of back in my day, but back in my day. I don't know why I dug that out by hand, but sure. But yeah, the fortunate part of this is, as well, this whole hardcore world is, it's was like, because I had done a lot of the stuff prior to, actually my YouTube, or like even what recording streaming is like, you know this world was more of a personal thing. Then it's just like I kind of was able to quite slowly and properly just kind of show off, like, yeah, it's a hardcore world, but like, it's not really that big of a deal when I've just managed a lot of like the difficult bits off camera. Okay, it's 3 tall. 2 kinda... I think I could remember that for the most part. Yeah, should be able to. It's been a hot minute since I built this thing. Clearly. Two, 3. Oh god, I feel like I'm already building it wrong. Let's wing it for right now, and I could check in a second. No, I'm not. Okay. Also, the black is super black in this game. It's like almost like a Vanta black. Well, not Vanta black, but feels like it. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, even though this is a hardcore world, like primarily it's I just want to build and like build and chat shit as it goes, where like the reality of it is like, as much as I don't want to necessarily die, I mean, at the end of the day, if I do, it's just gonna, more than likely, what I will do with this world is like, because I've done quite a bit of work, is just, you know what? Make it into my main world. Make it into my forever world, where it's just like, just make it standard, vanilla, as in like use the commands to make it into vanilla. And people would probably be annoyed by that, but it's like, this world at the end of the day was just me wanting to build and whatnot. Like, yeah, well, it's like, then why don't you just build in creative mode? It's, well, yeah, sure, I could. I mean, yeah, I absolutely could. I just don't necessarily want to, because it's like, as much as creative is nice, there's still that somewhat satisfaction for me to build via in vanilla and everything. And it's weird like that, you know? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there's still that satisfaction for me. To trace. Yeah, that looks right. I It's just so dark at the moment that it needs those, it needs those slabs to break up the darkness. Do I still use the stone half slabs, or do I go graduate to like a like a tough half slab stoned brick? That is a interesting question I should ask myself. I do want to check it real quick. Sorry to keep going between worlds here. Yeah, it's just like fully slabbed. That is a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and that's 1, 2, 3. Cool. This is where the light Manica would actually be nice, but this is such a small build where I could just like bounce back and forth on things. I actually don't remember what the heck I was gonna grab. But yeah, no, like mostly this whole thing was like just for me to build, and like that's the main thing I've always liked about Minecraft is building. Shocker. I know. You know, it's kind of crazy to me to potentially say this, but like I almost kind of like the wool to a certain extent, where it's not unilaterally all like a pitch black, but like there's some gradients in it. However, I think once I actually grab all of these or place these down, should hopefully break up the darkness in it. Yeah, that's a lot better. With see, the reality of it is like as much as I want to like do certain things, it's oh yeah, that's why I was in my storage room. I was gonna grab some lanterns. Need some lanterns for lights. Just plop a light in there. Honestly, I'm kind of actually happy that I finally got the interior to my actual house done. It's been a bit of a not necessarily an issue, but my gosh. Okay. My gosh, do I actually do that to break up the total pitch blackness of this. It's kind of odd where I'm like, I almost like appreciate like the wool because like it's not so unilaterally dark on the color. Like, the one thing I dislike about this is like, yeah, you're kind of looking into a void of blackness on it. Where it's like, man, I almost questioning like, do I swap out? The only issue is, well, you could use string to levitate, oh yeah, I changed a little bit of things here and there, as you could see there. Do I change the... You could make concrete float with string, I believe, but I don't love, like, doing that, because, like, to me, that is incredibly ugly, design-wise. It's not something I love. I mean, it's something I could do, but I don't love the idea of it. Cool. Nice. This is going to be very much a back and forth of storage. But yeah, whenever, like, after this video, you'll see what I've, more or less made my mind on whether I want this series to be, let me grab some moss here, some stack of pale moss, I suppose, on whether I want this series to be weekly or bi-weekly from going on forth. Like I said, the main issue I have on my mind, at least for what Fields of Mystery, is it's not fully out yet, which I know they're working on that, but it is an issue. Not an issue, but it's something I do have in my mind to keep a note of if I do decide to do Fields of Mysteria. So where did my stone golem go? He kind of like disappeared. Did he go bye-bye from something, smoking him? Lush greenness over there. Some of that. Okay, I'm gonna just chuck that. Need some stone. I need some andesite as well. And probably a little bit of gravel. For this pond. Some andesite. Actually, I should really just grab a shulker box. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna grab some of the couple deep slate to kind of like make the illusion of wet stone at the bottom of the bits and bobs of the pond, so I'll grab that as well. Things I actually also do plan, like, I like this storage area for all this stone and all that. It's just too small for, like, a stone area, but the issue of is, like, I don't know where to extend it. I might have to just, when I extend over here, make, another area for all this like stone, like the common materials that I get, potentially larger one as well at that. Because, you know, that's a thing. Okay. Some materials. Cool. So I kind of want to, like, essentially... I know it kind of, like, tore up the... or built some of this already, but I do want to potentially lush up the grass around this area to be more of like that. We shall see. The pond's gonna be partially up over here, so let me plop this bit down. Since it is higher in the area, essentially this is where the pond is gonna start. In my mind. Actually, maybe part of it's gonna actually drop off over here. Yeah, that'll be nice. Where it's like making a little bit of a waterfall down here. And then it's like a retaining wall up over here. Trying to like keep it in. Or like a little small boulder. And this is gonna be like very temporary small boulder. Not temporary, but a very roughed out small boulder. Okay, very roughed out one. And then, oops. One thing about fast haste digging that I don't love is, that is quickly destroying blocks where you're placing things. And I'll probably just like replace a lot of this with like stone at some point in the future for this bit of the walls. So it's like at least looks like it's kind of holding the water in. So that's where the first bit of the pond is. At least my mind goes. So then doot 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 doot. Triangle plus sign. Honestly, like when I've done a lot of my builds as far as like how they look, in a sense, is I base them off like, or patterns in my past is I'd use quote unquote like a Tetris Mino style philosophy of like, okay, I use this many blocks to do their thing. So this flows down here where I want things to kind of like curve out over here. And again, it might be a thing where it's like essentially this whole area might build it up, I don't know. Or I might just keep it how it is and you know, because this area is going to be a bit of a deeper area of the pond. Do I necessarily have to if like this is a bit of a deeper bit of the pond, do I like block this off so like you don't fall through it but you could still see through it? That's something I'll have to detail design in a bit of a portion at some point. This will have to be on some like, oops, not wool, not wool. That's definitely not wool. That is some stone. But I'll put that like on some like nice moss stone or something like that, or deep slate stone, which is like a heftier stone that could realistically hold something like this up. Maybe like part of like the pond is as well up over here. Like I wanted the pond to be kind of like a up over here, but now it's kind of like going towards over in this area, flows down over there, flows into over here. So it's not gonna make a whole lot of sense because, you know, realistically I don't think a pond would work like this, but heck, whatever, it's Minecraft. I don't have to make this super realistic if I choose not to. I'd like there to be like a sort of like a walkway in the pond where you could like walk on top over it, like with a small bridge. So this area kind of like, if my mind were to essentially map it out, like you kind of like can walk into and like be in the middle of the pond, part of the pond, like over here. It's like a nice little, I don't know, just like a floating area to sit. Actually, I think what I might do is it'll be a kind of another nod to it, is it'll just kind of be to like a floating like lily pad area. Yeah, that's what I'll do. It's kind of a nod on a nod. I like that idea. I don't know why so part of the pond, it's gonna be up over here then. it's just gonna have to be like that. As have another bit that kind of flows down over here, so this one's going to be potentially a little bit of a deeper area as well. So let me actually start establishing that. Cool. It doesn't have to be perfect. Plus, I'm gonna like actually replace a lot of this with, like the gravel, the deep slate, and everything else as well. And this area is going to connect over here, so this bit is not as necessarily going to be as deep, but about there seems good. Yeah, about there seems relatively okay. Doesn't have to be super deep. I'd like that to roll a little bit more like this. Cool. Or makes a little bit of a waterfall. And then I'll like do the retaining walls off camera. I'm just kind of like plotting out how this pond's gonna look, more or less. And then like this walkway, which it might be more of like a wooden walkway or something like that, and then transitions into the whole bit where I want it to be the like sit in a lily pad in the middle of the another bit of the pond sort of deal, and then at some point I'll get rid of this beacon. I'll build like a small a larger custom tree over here that sits over here to kind of like have a nice thing to look at as well. And maybe like I'll build like a few miniature custom trees like here and there just to you know, get my ideas going. I do apologize, like that Minecraft is, it's kind of like the hard part of like, even if you're an explorer for Minecraft, there's only so much you could explore vanilla wise, and it's like it's like, yeah, I could sort of like, you know, do things like whatchamacallit, a deep dark, but I'm like, I don't have whatchamacallit, I don't have a totem of undying, so it's like, it's kind of hard for me to want to tackle that when it's like I don't have one of those. And like, as much as I don't want to, or I say, if I die, I die, and I would probably more than likely, this becomes my forever Minecraft world. I still want to try to avoid my proverbial death as long as potentially possible. I mean, the only thing I have been avoiding of actually doing is making a a raid farm, which I'm sure I will make at some point. It's just, that's one of those things where I don't personally want to make one at the moment. And it's also, raid farms are kind of like one of those things where they're sort of ugly, no matter how you build it. Kind of, and you're just like, well, no way I'm putting that up. And like you ideally do it in an ocean too, which is like, well, that's not ideal. Okay, this is mostly just plotting out the idea of where I want this damn pond and how it's gonna look overall, and just like getting the rough, more or less the rough sketch of it, in a sense, down. It's like thumbnailing in a sense, where it's like, should I have thumbnailed this off camera? Sure. But, I hope you all don't mind the occasional just roughing out a build and then actually building it in a different episode, or actually fully starting it in a different episode. It's one of those things where it's part of the problem of being more or less prepared for the, this is where it kind of goes to the whole, well, if I were better prepared, would I have to rough out the build? Potentially not. Still, it's, you know, it's time over anything else, and I only have so much time to prep for Minecraft, so that's why it's like, well, that 2 weeks potentially is gonna be a thing. Bi-weekly is gonna be a thing because of how it goes. Or, like, you know, it could just be like, oh, well, I could just do the bi-weekly of one day's Minecraft and then another day's, whatever game the heck I want it to be. I don't know. It's certainly something. I do have to sit and think on. I don't know if that retaining wall would be good for that, so it's kind of one of those problems where it comes with this whole retaining wall bit, is having to dig below the levels of things. Da, da, da. Let me... Yeah, that's a bit better. It doesn't have to be like the deepest pond in the world. I just want to build a pond here. Keep things more interesting and different throughout the place, because gosh knows if I don't make it at least somewhat interesting, what am I doing? This is where I could like get away with like something like this temporarily. And like I said, like part of this I shouldn't be really doing all on camera is just figuring it out. Oh god. This is sort of off topic, but I like to keep up with gaming news as much as I can. Wow. Frickin' Halo on Xbox, or not on Xbox, on Sony platform. Never in my day did I think that would happen, and I don't think a lot of people would think that, and it's just like, man, if there's truly a case to ever say, the whatchamacallit wars, the console wars are dead, that is such an extreme case example of, yeah, the console wars might be dead. Just wild to even contemplate and understand that, yeah, a series that quite literally made the Xbox is potentially now, not even potentially, straight up has been announced for frickin' Sony for the PlayStation. And it makes sense, like, not Minecraft, Xbox has not been doing whole real hot lately. Just like, yeah, they've not been doing real hot late as of late. You know, gosh, I wonder how many Xbox fanboys are like super salty and mad that they're betraying. Oh god, I don't even want to know, to be honest, because I know some of those people are going to be like, some people are diehards on systems, and I'm just like, nah, man, it's whatever system works. Well, to be fair, actually, I am biased towards being a PC guy, but like I grew up on PC, so it is one of those things. It's hard not to be when it's like a PC is so much stronger than anything else. But yeah, I do wonder how many like fanboys, to use the term, crashed out because of this. It's like, I can't believe Xbox would betray us, all that malarkey, or Microsoft would betray us. But it's like, at the end of the day, all they care about is how much money they're making, and you know, Microsoft hasn't been doing great numbers wise lately, so for them to do this is very bold, for sure. It makes me question if they're even going to make a console next generation. 'Cause... And, like, honestly, I'm glad that things aren't being as exclusive as they once were, but man, would it kind of suck for a proverbial... So this layer is going to be fairly sparse of the like 3 or 4 in total. Not even 3 or 4, just like a 1 or 2 every once in a while for the deep slate cobble, just to get like variation in there and whatnot. Something I kind of was like, I got from watching Zitetho on how like he did like a sort of sewer system for his Minecraft world. Actually, I do need to explore that, the Minecraft season 10 world. I think it's season 10 of that world of Hermitcraft, just to kind of like get some ideas off some of those builds, because like they have some of the most redonkulous builders in all the server, like for the whole thing. It's like, man, crazy. It's hard not to be inspired by so many of those builders. I mean, I will go again and again praise B00 for his revolutionizing a lot of like build styles, and you know, actually trying to like, what's cool about him is like he does a lot of research on these things, the buildings, builds, and like tries to make them somewhat realistic to a degree. And it's like, man, the level of dedication to your craft is unbelievable. And yeah, I know it's his job, but like, still, like, to go that far in what is essentially a block game is admirable, honestly speaking. Man, I almost want to actually keep a couple stone blocks here. Actually kind of gives a little bit of like a makes the eye not as distracted. Just breaks things up a little bit. Let's make this, both of these gravel. Nice. Actually, because I did have a bit of the stone here. But yeah, I do actually genuinely want to explore a bit of the Hermitcraft world, just because, like, man, it's hard not to, like, appreciate some of those builders that are there. But yeah, I'm totally don't care about what that Microsoft is now putting things on PlayStation, and it's nice to kind of see it genuinely after like years and years of, oh, this console's this better and this console's like, you know, whatever. It's nice to see that, like, that old school console war bits is dying mentality is dying, but at the same time, like I said, it is kind of like, wow, never in a million years did I think it would happen. Like, it's quite a shakeup on things, for sure. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm getting a little tired in real life. Not in Minecraft. In real life. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, also I do worry I overextend myself. I still have like 3 weeks to actually uh, work on it, but I really been a bit behind on working on my Secret of Evermore thumbnail. Or I'm like, I need to get this done so I actually have proper time to do the next thumbnail for the next game that I'm gonna potentially let's play, or play and finish on stream, and it's like, oh gosh, I need to buckle down and focus one of these on my days off, but then it's like also I'm having to prep for D&D games, and like, oh gosh, something's gotta give. And you know, inevitably it's gotta be something for myself. Okay, so this would go down to like a walkway that's like being pillared up, essentially. So like the walkway would be up over there, and then it's the only bad thing is like it's going like, I guess that will hold it up. Yeah, well, I'll have to worry about that later. The specifics later. But yeah, I've been lazy, a little bit lazy about trying. Sometimes again, that bit of, I get a little distracted from gaming and whatnot when I come home from work, and it's, you know, so much time in the day to focus on things. It's as much as I wanna do stuff like work and draw and all that sort of stuff. It's, the balance is a bit of a something I'm having to work through again, and keenly kind of aware to try not to burn myself out. He says he streams like almost 7 times a week, 6 times a week, quite literally. So, it's something I'm a bit keenly aware of too. But, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Like, yeah, I don't make like huge numbers, but it's whatever. I'm doing my own thing. God. Like, yeah, I don't know. Gosh, there is a story I want to tell, but I'm not gonna tell it. Maybe later, at some point I will, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. It's just weird, to say the least. definitely have to use, like, potentially, like, mini blocks and all that sort of stuff in this. Yeah, that's kind of like a bit of a boulder, keeping that up there. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. And once I put some water in here, it'll look a lot nicer as well. And like, I don't mind the cobblestone rim. What I might actually do is I might put like stone slabs around this, just to kind of like, so it's like, it doesn't like quote unquote splash over, where it's like that sort of a bit of a pond. Yeah, something like that. What I'm trying to keep consistent at least is a bit, is what I'm more or less like doing for layer wise. Like, even though like this is more of the higher layer, it's kind of deep for the other bits of the layer, so I want to try to like keep it like where it's like fairly consistent, at least tonality wise, of where what's gonna be what. Like this will be like completely the deep slate brick or cobbled deep slate. And yeah, I know how the shovel, the problem with the shovel sometimes is the shovel's a bit too aggressive on the digging, like so. It is one of those things where, I don't know. God, this Minecraft music does take me back every time I hear it. Like, it's weirdly nostalgic. It's not bad weirdly nostalgic, it's just like, man, it just brings me back to the old days of building on X, Y, and Z server, and it's just like, oh, those memories flood back, and it gets me all reminiscent and be like, back in my day, I didn't have a 2x4. I couldn't build walls and bricks and this and that. Ah. Okay, Grandpa. Yeah, just making fun of myself to a degree on there. But yeah, it's weird how that small bit of Minecraft music gets you a little bit nostalgic for the good old times, the simpler times where I wasn't, worried about all this stuff that is real life and jazz. I think I'm gonna make that kind of grapply and then super rough. Cool. Like that. Nice. Just cause it's a little bit in the deeper bit, and it's getting this one will be that. I think from a logic sense, actually, these will be andesite because it's like getting so much attention to it, or like so much movement towards it. It's kind of like, you know, worn is the word I'm looking for. Okay. Nice. Oh gosh. After I finish this bit of the pond, I think I am actually gonna turn in a little bit early for the stream, just because I'm starting to wear thin energy-wise. It's... yeah, I mean, like, it is unfortunate to a degree that, like, only have so much time, and then it's like, well, gosh, not even to add on to other things is like, I'm pretty much done with my current sketchbook, and something I like to do, because I was inspired by Draw with Waffles, who I'm glad actually made a return on, to posting videos every so often, because she was, like, I guess apparently very, very ill, and she had not posted in ages, and seeing her videos pop up again was kind of a sigh of relief, because a lot of people were like, man, where is she? What the heck happened? And, you know, people got more or less worried for her, because, you know, she didn't really say much. It's like, actually, like, another artist I follow, Siren? I think that's how you pronounce their name. But basically, they haven't, like, posted anything on the internet in God knows when. Pretty much ever since, like, the AI bubble popped up, and, like, they completely vanished after the AI bubble popped up. So I wonder if they're, like, not wanting to deal with the AI bubble and post stuff because of that. It's something that I'm like, you know, it gets me thinking every once in a while of, like, those artists that completely vanish that I used to follow and stuff like that. Whoa. Okay. It's... I think... I am... okay with this. I just need to put some water. I need to actually do some proper boulder work on stuff like that. Proper boulder work, like, stuff like that. I'm probably actually gonna make this all stone to, like, here, and, like, connect it there, and try to actually make it a little bit of a stronger rock. And then, yeah, I actually kind of like that. I don't know whether I keep this bit. I might try to, like make it, what's the word? Like, smooth it out a little bit. Otherwise, I think I'm quite pleased with how things are as it goes. So, oh yeah. So something, as I said, my gamer tag for the longest time was Crazy Stickman, and I mean, that goes to show, I am Crazy Stickman. 2, 1, cool. So, thank you guys for watching. I shall see you next time Bye bye.